and welcome to another brand new episode of Let's English. Today I'm going to share a video of an interview with the world's youngest professor, Soborno Isaac Bari. He's a 9-year-old boy who's also been nominated for the Nobel Prize in Physics. So what are you waiting for? Tighten up your seatbelts and watch the video.
Now, I know you all are eagerly waiting for something that you all have really come here for. Now, we are really moving into what you all have come here for. So you just need to wait another 5 minutes for that. We have a wonderful chief guest over here. I kindly request all others who have unmuted themselves right now to mute. Thank you. Now, we have a wonderful chief guest over here who has blessed with his presence in this event. But it is time to invite him to speak. To do that, we have a Toastmaster who is the head of academics in her school, who is, I would say, the godmother of our Gavel Club in Thrissur, the lady who is spearheading the children of Thrissur in becoming better leaders and communicators. Let me welcome Toastmaster Leda Jimanan to introduce our chief guest. Toastmaster Leda.
Honorable Chief Guest, all respected dignitaries present here, fellow Toastmasters, guests, dear Gavaliers, all aspiring leaders, wonderful good evening to all. Professor Soborno Isaac Bari, the miracle child, started talking in full sentences at the age of 6 months only. Can you imagine that? When he was 2, his parents discovered that he could solve physics, maths, and chemistry problems very quickly. What about you, Gavaliers? This is a true motivation. He is an 8-year-old professor, popularly known as Professor Soborno Isaac Bari, after Sir Isaac Newton. He is the youngest professor globally, and people know him as Einstein of our time. The young genius Soborno was invited by Voice of America, VOA, for an interview and to test his brilliant abilities. He is the youngest person ever to be in conversation with VOA, that is Voice of America, just when he was 2 years old. Received recognition from President Obama in 2016, interviewed by Hollywood Oscar winner Melissa McCarthy. Professor Soborno has also authored a book, The Love, that aims to spread peace and happiness, launched a campaign to create a world without terrorism at this tender age. Young Genius focuses on helping the current generation of students understand the thrilling side of mathematics and science. He wants to spread love among the people, and he's a voracious reader too. Wow. Soborno believes that anybody can become an inventor if they decide not to give up. Instead, work hard. He has inspired millions of people worldwide through his determination and brilliant thoughts at this young age. Nominated for the Global Child Prodigy Award in January 2020, this little professor says, try to persevere in the subject you are learning. Don't give up very quickly. That's how you can get rid of your math anxiety. Math anxiety means you will not be able to solve a problem even if you are working hard. But it is an incorrect philosophy. If you try enough, eventually you will get it right. What a wonderful message, right? So excited and elated. Put your hands together for welcoming Professor Soborno back to Toastmaster Aftab. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Leather, for the wonderful introduction. Without much ado, I want you all to make your ears sharp and clean so that you pick up all the words this next person is going to tell. Let me once again welcome to the audience to speak, to give the chief guest address. Let us all put our hands together to welcome our chief guest, Professor Soborno Isaac Bari, to the stage. Soborno, the stage is yours.
Toastmasters Club of Thrissur has been established in India for 10 years now, and people have worked hard so long since 1940 to create better leaders for the world, better public speakers, and better leaders for the entire world, all our humanity. The Toastmasters Club of Thrissur especially is an extremely honorable institution. Many people have worked so hard to see their dream coming through, and they have made so many great leaders. The great leaders have had their seeds planted here at the Toastmasters Club. The Toastmasters Club has made many great leaders. The Toastmasters Club has made many great speakers. The Toastmasters Club has changed the world for the better, because the Toastmasters Club is the public speaking is extremely important. Not only when you are alone, you don't have any position, but also when you are a leader, when you are a thinker, when you are a speaker. It is extremely important for that. This is why I am honored to be at the Toastmasters Club, and especially the Toastmasters Club of Thrissur, because every single person who has worked here has been filled with honor, has been filled with the honor of watching a future leader grow. This has connected the leaders of today with the leaders of tomorrow. And the Toastmasters Club is an extremely honorable organization, and I honestly applaud every single one of the people who work here because of their talent and because of their courage and because of seeing every single leader grow out of their seed here while being planted in the garden that is the Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters Club is an extremely honorable institution, and I am really honored to even give a speech here. I am honored to even be interviewed or to even speak in such an honorable institution, to be surrounded by such talented people, and especially people who have worked here for 5, 6, maybe even 10 years on end. People who have worked here longer than I've been alive. It's an extreme honor to see all these people here watching the leaders of tomorrow grow. And this is why I think that Toastmasters Club is an extremely good organization, and why I am extremely honored to even be interviewed by one of its most honorable members.
Thank you so much, Soborno, for your wonderful words. I know that the audience will be really sad right now that he has stopped speaking. Don't worry, he has not, because it's coming up. He's yet to speak. Well, Toastmasters, I know that you all are eager to know more about Soborno and more dive into his knowledge bank. Wait, to do that, I'm leaving the side over here. I'm inviting someone who is much more multi-talented than I am in any way. To interview our chief guest, Professor Soborno Isaac Bari, I would like to invite a multi-talented young boy who is only in his 9th grade, but he's already a champion speaker known all around the world. He runs his own YouTube channel, and it's named as Kichu's Let's English, and I want you all to look into his YouTube channel, which is wonderful, where he teaches people to learn English and motivate them and inspire them. Let me invite Gabriela Iham Bicha to interview Professor Soborno Isaac Bari. Gabriela Iham and Professor Soborno, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Club, sir, for that great introduction. First of all, I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you're audible and visible, Iham.
Thank you. Respect the Toastmasters, fellow Gaviliers, and distinguished guests. A wonderful day for all of you. Like everyone here, I'm also flabbergasted after hearing the introduction and the address which a 9-year-old boy gave today. And I'm literally walking on air right now as I'm going to speak with such a person who has entered in history. It's indeed a true honor and privilege to have the world's youngest professor, Professor Soborno Bari, as the chief guest for the day.
Thank you, thank you.
So Professor Soborno, Einstein of our time, hope everything is going well. How are you?
Good. How about you?
I'm on cloud nine, thank you. And I must say, COVID-19 has been a blessing in disguise, especially for me. And I hope most of us too. It has created chaos around the world, but it has also benefited in a lot of ways. And I think in America, the lockdown and everything is over, but over here in India, we're still under surrender of the second wave of COVID-19. So how was the pandemic for you? What did you do during lockdown? I'm 100% sure that you've done a lot of things. Can you list a few of them?
Oh, well, lockdown was very productive. So it started in the middle of second grade, and I took advantage of that because there was no school, obviously. So I took advantage of that by making all these lectures and videos. Because, well, since there was no school, what else could I do? So I took advantage of this time by making lectures, videos, recording this on our channel, hopefully to get more views and also to teach the world about math and physics. We came up with the motto, fall in love with math and science, because that's what we aim to do, make everybody fall in love with math and science, because math and science is an extremely elegant topic. Now, later, I had to actually do school because of online school. So I couldn't work on making videos. So instead, I worked on another very big project, starting my second book, which would be Manish. Now, Manish is almost finished. It should be done by the end of this month. And so, Manish, I have been working on since, I'd say, January of this month. Or January of this year, or I'd say even it goes back to June of 2020. It was a long time. So Manish is basically filled with my birthdays and how my father tried to make me a better person. And one of those times was on my 6th birthday. On my 6th birthday, what happened was he, let me go anywhere in the house, and I had 6 hours to read 1 hour of the Quran. It sounds weird, I know, but I thought I couldn't figure it out too. And so I picked up the Quran and started reading the holy verses of Allah, when suddenly I realized, what if there were other books sitting around here? Because the Quran is not only the holy book, there are also holy books that are important to others, like the Torah, or the Tripitaka, or the Bible, or even the Bhagavad Gita. There are other texts that are important to others as well. And these texts have been the cause of the death of many people, because the Quran, some crazy terrorist organizations have formed around Islam, and these have killed ruthlessly any of the people who believe in different things, any of the people who believe in different religions, any of the minorities that don't believe in Islam, because of a misinterpretation of a book. So I decided not to think about killing these people, but think about embracing these people. Because even if I didn't really believe in what they thought, I still had to embrace them. Others were killing them, beheading them, kidnapping them. And you need to give the minorities or people who don't believe in Islam, you have to embrace them too. You have to embrace the people outside your religion, because no matter what religion, what race, what ethnicity they are still human no matter what. They are all still human. That is the lesson that I learned from that birthday. And so I read all of the other 4 books for 5 hours. And I still had 1 hour remaining, and I didn't exactly know what to do in that 1 hour then. So I gave up and just waited out the rest of the time. But that was the thing that I learned. That was the lesson that I learned. Humanity. No matter what race, what religion, or whoever you are still human.
Oh my, I think I need to call an ambulance right beside my house because I'm going to have a heart attack soon. It is indeed great to hear that you're almost in the process of completing 2 books in this age itself. And I've gone through a lot of your videos, and I personally feel that your family is your biggest motivation, especially your father. Isn't it so, Professor Soborno?
Yeah, my father is my biggest motivation. He still helps me today. And when I was 1 or 2, he was the one who motivated me to start math and science. And he was the one who taught me when I was 3 or 4. And he's still the one that sets up my videos, records. He's the one who helps me and trying new scary things. He's the one who helped me understand things that I couldn't understand before. Like very tricky things, like calculus 3, black holes, things like that. He was the one who helped me understand that. And now he still helps me in my videos, setting up these interviews, all preparing all this and all doing this work for me. And so he also edits all my videos. So he is my biggest inspiration, and he worked extremely hard all for me. My father is definitely my biggest inspiration.
You're extremely blessed to be born in that family. Anyways, Professor Soborno, we know you as a 9-year-old genius of this world, the Albert Einstein or Isaac Newton of our time. But we don't know the 9-year-old child, Soborno. So let me ask you this big question. Which is your favorite dessert?
Oh, which is my favorite dessert?
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Okay, great. Which flavor do you like?
I'd say chocolate strawberry. I don't usually eat ice cream, but when I do, the chocolate strawberry is definitely the way to go. I mean, just the flavor of that dark chocolate along with the sweetness of the strawberry.
My mouth is getting watery. Let's not jump into that subject anymore. At this age itself, you speak elegantly and you've inspired hundreds and thousands of adults and children, including me. Have you ever had butterflies in your stomach standing in front of a massive crowd?
Well, no. The only time I actually have butterflies in my stomach when giving a speech is when I practice it, because there's nobody to learn from my speech. So, when I'm practicing, that's the only time that I do get butterflies in my stomach, because nobody's learning from my speech. There's nobody to learn. There's nobody to listen. So, there's nobody to listen to the message I'm giving. So, yeah, I do feel butterflies in my stomach one time. And that's not in front of a massive crowd, but in front of no crowd.
That's wonderful to hear. I think everyone should know this. This is a great message to be known. I hope you know about Toastmasters now. It's a platform where we learn communication and leadership skills. Do you think it's important to improve our public speaking and leadership skills in life?
Of course, of course. That's why I am so honored to be a Toastmaster. It's the one that builds up and compounds such wonderful skills. First of all, public speaking is very important to get your message across to other people, to make them learn, and to make them know about everything. public speaking is one of the most important skills in the world. Presidents give speeches, high officials give speeches, even 9-year-olds with the title professor give speeches. So I think that public speaking is an extremely important ability, because public speaking is the ability to foster ideas. Public speaking is the ability to socialize with a large crowd, to relate with others. But that is an extremely important skill. Next of all, leadership. Leadership is one of the most important things in the world, because leadership tells how you will treat your people. Leadership dictates how your people will feel about you. Leadership dictates what kind of person you are. Leadership dictates what kind of state you're ruling. And leadership dictates everything about you and your country, or well, even your club or your whatever organization you are the leader of. So leadership skills is the ability to carry others to success. The leaders should not be just dependent on others. Leaders should be the one carrying the others. Leaders should be the ones working with others. Leaders shouldn't be carried by the others to victory. So leaders are just like all the other workers, except they lead the entire team. They are the ones. They shouldn't have any difference, except they can socialize more. They have a little more influence, and they are the ones who make the ultimate decision. So I think leadership skills are a very good thing, not only for your country, but also for your club or something. Because a leader is somebody who can lead well. A good leader is somebody who can lead well, and other people like them, other people are treated well, other people can work along with them, and they take feedback, they are cooperative. That's what I think a good leader is, and I think leadership skills are extremely important to satisfy not only your people or your workers or your club, but also the world around you.
I truly agree with your viewpoint. And if this doesn't motivate a person to take up public speaking, to avoid the stage fear they have, I don't know what will. As you have told, you're on the process of completing your second book, and as 4-year-old itself, you've written a book titled The Love. Can you tell us the reason why you wrote about it, and talk about the book a bit for all of the people who are keenly listening to you today?
I wrote the book The Love. I wrote this book The Love for one reason: to counter Muslim terror. Because one day, let's just rewind all the way back to the eve of the 4th of July, which was 2016. And on July 3rd, I was sitting in the mosque because for Friday prayers. And then I asked the Imam, it's the eve of the 4th of July. We pray for our country, the United States of America. And the Imam blatantly refused. He said no in front of the entire crowd, and then the entire crowd started looking at me, and I felt embarrassed and also sad. So I walked out of the mosque and did the rest of my prayers at home, and I was sad. Why didn't he pray for his own country? Why did he hate the country he breathes in, that he lives in? So I myself went to George Washington statue at Bronx Community College and wrote a letter to him that I read it out loud. And this letter inspired me to write The Love. Not only as a rebellion against the Imam, but as a rebellion against all the other Muslim terrorists. Because Muslim terrorists are the ones forming around things like this. Muslim terrorists are the ones that these kind of imams accidentally create. Muslim terrorists are monsters in their own right. Muslim terrorists are ones who are beheading, killing, destroying others' lives because of their own reputation, because of their own religion, and because of their own group, or with their own Al-Qaeda or Taliban or ISIS state. This misinterpretation and brainwashing of Quran. The Word of God does not say to kill others, kill the non-believer. In fact, it actually advocates for peace. And I commonly see women and children being butchered and left without rights in these Islamic State and Al-Qaeda, all of these Islamic groups. In fact, the Quran states that boys and girls have equal education and equal rights. So, I wrote this book as a rebellion against the Taliban, to tell the Taliban that math and science is the only way to make peace throughout the world. It's not spreading the Islam, it's not spreading the Aryan race, it's not spreading war until there's only one state left. It's math and science. Math and science is the best way to achieve peace. And I wrote this book to symbolize that, and I symbolize my hate for Muslim terrorists in this book. This is why I wrote the book. Coming up with my second book now, and it's almost done.
That's such a brave move of you, and I hope the world would be better according to your viewpoint and promoting maths and science. We all know that you do teaching, and you have also gone to a university and taken a class there. So other than teaching, what other things do you do? What are your other hobbies?
What other things do I do other than teaching? Oh, well, of course, I make videos, lectures, but that, I guess, is online teaching. So I also have other hobbies. I have basketball, I do bicycling, and I even play the grand piano, which is right behind me. So I have a lot of things that I do for fun that's other than teaching. And I also solve math and physics problems by myself. And I feel like it's teaching myself, but really, you just got a bit darker, your camera.
I'm sorry, the electricity just went out, unfortunately. I think even the electricity couldn't stand that. Your words, actually. Anyways, you play basketball. It's such a great thing to say. Not a great fan of basketball. I love playing football though. But how do you prioritize all of this?
Oh, well, I play the 2 to 3 hours that I actually have free time because, I don't always do math and physics problems in front of crowds. You see that all my videos are like 8-9 minutes, but they usually take 10 or 20 tries to actually complete because, fails. So, I still have a bit of a break in between, 2 to 3 hours. And I do that break to like socialize, run, play sports, and even play the grand piano when it's nighttime outside and I can't do anything. And so, I think that playing outside sports and not just doing math and science is a good thing as well because it gives you a taste of what you can like as well, other than math and science, and trying to unravel what you actually like. And for me, I kind of like the grand piano the most, but biking, close runner-up.
Good to know, a 9-year-old boy prioritizing like this. Wow. Where am I right now? Am I in heaven or I'm just in my home? Like, I have a question. I heard that your dream was to become the president of America in 2048. What is the motive behind that, Professor Soborno?
Because the leader of the free world has influence. Because I want to influence the world, and I want to let them know that math and science is the best way to achieve peace. Not war, not bombs, not spreading the Aryan or Islamic race, not doing any of that. I think that the best way to spread peace is math and science, and the only way that humanity will advance as a whole is also math and science. So I want to advocate for that as a president of the United States. And as the president of the United States, I have lots of influence. I have lots of people to tell this message to, and I have the ability to tell this message to the world instead of a few million people. That's the motive.
I can't wait till that year. I don't know if I would be living, but if I am, I can just wait. And I hope the message will be taken in a right way and spread across for the whole world. If you were given an opportunity, which one would you like to choose as a profession, a politician or a scientist?
Well, if I don't get the chance to be president, I would go for science. I think that what I like most is being a scientist because I only want to be president for the influence, to tell the message to the world. And well, scientist still means that you can actually help the world. It just means that you won't be well known and you can't tell that message to the world, and it probably won't change for the better after you don't become a scientist anymore. It probably will stay the way it is, stay at the status quo, which by the status quo, I mean chaos. So I think that I would go for a scientist because I want to find out the theory of everything, and I want to find out the secrets of the universe because it probably won't stop the chaos in our own world, but it will unravel the secrets of all the other worlds. So that's why I want to become a scientist, just for the theory of everything. Don't really want to become a politician. I only have one motive in politics.
So glad to hear that. How did you feel after being nominated for the Nobel Prize in Physics?
I felt extremely good. I felt like joy coursing through me because I received it from such an honorable person, and one that had already received a Nobel Prize as well, Nobel laureate Kailash Satyarthi, and that really lit up a spark in me because he had already awarded me a pure golden award, and I was like already crying inside, tears of joy. But then that really made it so much better. I was like, I couldn't describe how happy I felt inside. I was just shaking his hand uncontrollably. And I was like trembling because it felt, that was the one time I did have butterflies in my stomach because it felt like he was just honoring me too much. It was so much honor and by one person that's already so honorable. I felt like I don't know how to describe what I felt.
You have much more milestones to reach and conquer. Are you working on any other project now apart from your second book? If yes, can you just explain what you're doing?
No, not really. I am trying to learn the Turkish words, but that's more of a free time thing, not a project.
Okay. Anyways, you've been giving us a lot of messages and motivation. Finally, I would like to ask you, what is the last message which you would like to give to all of us and the future generation?
Perseverance is one of the most important things. No matter what you do, persevere with the subject you learn because it doesn't matter if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a historian, as long as you want to help the world in your own unique way, whether it be in any subject, music, art, you have to find something new in whatever subject you love. You have to persevere in your subject you love. I know it's not going to be easy, but look how it turned out for me. math and science, I persevered, and look where I got. And so I want other people like me to try the same thing, because you don't know what you love, and your teachers probably aren't going to unravel that by just randomly teaching you bad summaries of elementary school things. You have to try yourself, and that's what I did. I tried by myself. You have to persevere on your own, even when times are hard. And that's what I would like to say to not only old children, but I'd also like a message to the adults. You know, parents, please stop screaming at your children because they aren't going to be the next Soborno Isaac in math or science. No matter, they could be the next Beethoven or the next John von Neumann or people like those. So they don't have to be a mathematician or scientist. They just have to work hard, and that determines whether you are will have a good position, whether you will you will be a good person, you will have a good position, and you will change the world. That's the determining factor. You work hard or you don't work at all.
I just remembered a quote said by Albert Einstein. Success comes from curiosity, concentration, perseverance, and self-criticism. Thank you so much, Professor Soborno, for spending your valuable time and giving us all a voice of inspiration. It was truly fantastic to have you here today. And at the bottom of my heart, thank you so much, Toastmasters Club of Thrissur, for giving me this remarkable opportunity. I don't know what time it is now. I think the timer forgot to show it as they just went into your words, went into your heart. One more thing, Professor Soborno, I'm 100% sure you've received this many times, but I would also like to be a person in this list. A standing ovation for you.
Thank you.
May you reach to much more milestones and may your dreams become true. Thank you so much once again. And back to you, Toastmaster Tafsir.
Thank you so much, Gavalia Iham and our chief guest, Professor Soborno Isaac Bari. A big round of applause for both of them. Flabbergasted, mind blown, you can call whatever you want. I'm all over the place. Here is a 9-year-old who just gave a half-an-hour interview, who is trying to spread peace around the world. And here I am going crazy if my video starts buffering on my screen. That's really a difference. And Soborno, you really, really inspires all of us. And thank you so much for your time. And you have really been a blessing by blessing your presence on our occasion. So please do stay back. We have still more events to come in. And thank you so much for your presence, Soborno.